So, immigration is a massive issue in Canada right now. Now, you wouldn't know that from watching the media because the media likes immigration. It doesn't seem to matter how much. Apparently, there could never be enough. But the majority of Canadians know that something is going wrong. Whether or not you want to buy a house or you need to go to the emergency room, clearly it's been having an impact. And the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada, Pierre Poilievre, has not really said anything about it because it's an issue that is fraught with all kinds of accusations of the usual ists and isms and phobes. Again, the media likes it, and the media is going to frame any questioning of it in a very negative light. So it's a topic that needs a deft touch for any conservative leader in Canada. Pierre Poilievre has finally addressed it. Let's hear what he had to say.
Good afternoon, Mr. Polyev. My question is on immigration. As you know, Canada is on track to have about 500,000 new immigrants to the country by 2025. And I'm wondering if you think this is sustainable and if a conservative government led by you would continue that trend and would be satisfied with that 500,000 a year number.
Justin Trudeau has broken our immigration system. We see this on the streets of Toronto, where refugees are living on the pavement. It wasn't like this 8 years ago. When refugees came to Canada, we had them sponsored by charities, churches, mosques, synagogues, other nonprofits to give them homes, help them write resumes, and get them fast work permits so that they could get jobs and paychecks. We see it in the new movement online of immigrants who are saying they're going back because they can't afford to live here in Canada. After 8 years of Trudeau, many immigrants feel like they're better off where they came from because the costs and the crime that Trudeau's policies have unleashed make this country unlivable for newcomers and for those who've been here a long time. I want to get back to common sense immigration. The numbers should be driven by the number of employers who have job vacancies that they cannot fill with Canadians, by the number of charities that want to sponsor refugees, and by the families that can reunite and support their loved ones here, not by egotistical targets that are designed to give Justin Trudeau a vanity project. We need to get back to competent immigration. By the way, we need to expand housing construction. It's all well and good to think that you can increase the population by 1 million people in a year, but where are we going to house everybody? We now have, last year, we built fewer homes than we built in 1972. Think about that. In 1972, our population was 22 million, and we built 250,000 homes. Last year, our population was 40 million, and we built 219,000 homes. So we have nearly double the population, and we're building fewer homes. Is it any wonder why we have a homelessness crisis, why 9 in 10 young people believe they'll never be able to afford a home, why we have 70-year-old nurses who are living in vans after 8 years of Justin Trudeau's total incompetence on everything from immigration to housing to health care? Our country is falling to pieces. I will put it back together with common sense immigration, common sense health care, common sense housing policies that get things built. Thank you.
So he didn't explicitly state that he's going to be cutting immigration, but I think that it's heavily implied. But I think that was a good answer. I mean, he talks about getting back to common sense immigration, using metrics like the number of employers that have vacancies for jobs that Canadians can't fill, and of course talking about the problem of housing all these people. Because housing prices are out of control. For renting, for buying, it doesn't matter. Among immigrants under 35 years of age, 30% are planning on leaving in the next 2 years, and I don't blame them. It makes perfect sense, because it turns out that Canada is only good for sucking up your life savings to prop up a housing market that's making life unlivable. But it's not just housing, it's the infrastructure in Canada, it's the roads, it's healthcare. Healthcare is a pale shadow of what it used to be in Canada. Millions of Canadians can't get a family doctor, including myself, and I'm telling you right now, you don't want to end up at an emergency room in Canada. If you get seen in 8 hours, you're lucky. It's just a simple matter of supply and demand. There's just too much demand and not enough supply. The infrastructure wasn't built for this kind of population growth. Now, I saw this tweet from Lindsay Shepherd. She said, another cabinet shuffle, another minister of housing who believes that we need to import more immigrants to come build more houses for all the immigrants we're importing. The future is bright. Now, there's been a cabinet shuffle in the Trudeau government, which could either be just rats fleeing a sinking ship or Trudeau firing a bunch of people in a desperate attempt to change perception. But here's our new housing minister. He says closing door on newcomers is no solution to housing crunch. Sean Fraser served previously as immigration minister. Oh, great. But in any case, the Conservative Party of Canada has finally responded to this issue, which is very important to many, many Canadians. And while Poilievre's statement is not as forthright as I would like to hear, it's at least a good start. I mean, at least there is some actual common sense in what he said. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.